Hello?
Hello, is that Mr. Wilkes?
Speaking.
Oh, hi, Mr. Wilkes. Good afternoon. My name's Amy. I'm one of the managers at Melton Mobray Jobcenter.
Hi.
Hiya. I'm just ringing in response to your complaint.
Yeah.
I'm sorry it's taken a while for us to get in touch with you. My colleague, the complaints manager, has actually been out of the office. But he's out again this week, so I wanted to give a ring and have a chat with you. You got some time now?
Yes, I have.
Okay, you haven't got to do school run or anything, are you? I don't want to...
No, I'm on the phone.
Oh, you're on the phone?
No, I'm just telling my son I'm on the phone because he's just
sorry.
coming through the door making noise.
Oh, bless, sorry. Right, okay, so I noticed since that you've sent your complaint in, you have been seen twice more by the advisor that you mentioned in your complaint.
Yes, I have.
How do you feel now? Has the issue been resolved? You felt harassed?
The issue hasn't been resolved because she's still pushing for me to take any available work,
Yeah.
and I don't understand her motivation.
Okay, I mean, that is correct with job seekers allowance. Now, it's changed over recent years. It is a very, very strict regime now. If you're on job seekers for any length of time, if you're on it from 13 weeks to 6 months onwards, you're expected to apply for any job that you are capable of getting. Because the way they look at it is any job you're capable of doing and getting is going to be more than what you're going to get on benefit. And it's in your best interest to be in work than to be on benefit. I can appreciate that, nobody wants to take a job that's not their ideal job. But the way we look at it is we'd rather you were doing that than claiming benefit. And you can look for your ideal job whilst you're in a job. Now that's not just the advisor specific, that's the whole job seeker allowance regime as it is at the moment. And that is the same message that we're giving in everybody.
Okay, well, so when has this changed then? Because in a sense that is then harassment, isn't it?
Right. No, I mean it's always.
So when did it actually change? That's what I'm asking. Because that wasn't the case before I went to this 2-year thing with A4E.
But things have moved on since then. That was 2 years ago. Things have moved on since then with the job seekers regime. More tougher penalties have been put in for decision making and appeals. That came in October last year. That sort of harsher sanctions and penalties for people not actually seeking work, not being available for work and not applying for jobs. They came in October 2012. It's not just you. This isn't something that's just you specific. This is every customer claiming benefit.
Right. So what you're telling me is if there's a cleaning job available in my town and I don't take it, then I will be suspended.
No, what I'm saying to you is we want you to be looking for everything. If you are coming in and your job search has the amount of things that is appropriate for you that you've discussed with your advisor, so for example if that's 5 a week, if that's 10 a week, if your job search shows us jobs that you have been applying for, that you A, have the qualifications to get, B, you are able to get to and you have a likely chance of getting them, i.e. it's not a brain surgeon in Coventry, then we're not going to have an issue with the job search. Where we are going to have an issue is if you're coming in and you're saying, right, I've not applied for any jobs over the last 2 weeks. That's where we would then say, right, okay, but we have all of these jobs available, be it warehouse work, be it cleaning work, be it catering, that are available and that are going to pay you more than what your job seekers is paying. That's when there would be a doubt on your benefit.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Yeah.
All right then, Mr. Wilkes.
That doesn't end the issue, does it? The issue continues from that being that you are a government department and I have informed you that I am actually going for interviews and being successful for interviews. And even according to this new woman that I've seen, somebody's blocking me.
Well, that's not something that we would know about. How do you mean blocking you?
Somebody's blocking me. I register with an agency sends me off to say somewhere like Grantham College. I go to Grantham College, I'm successful at the interview, they want me to start the position, and then I get a phone call 2 days later saying, well, the job's been withdrawn.
Right, have you asked them why? Have you asked for anything?
The agencies that have done that to me have refused to speak to me.
Right, okay, that's unusual.
Yeah, very unusual, very unusual. And when I brought this up at the job centre, I was told it was the responsibility of A4E to investigate because I was with A4E.
Right. No, I mean, no, I don't understand what the result.
What are you confused over?
Well, why it's a responsibility of what A3 would have to do with it. It's an employer. I mean, they could follow up on your behalf and the feedback. But if an employer has said that you are successful and then not successful, and that's happened on numerous occasions, I would just think, I mean, have they been CRB jobs at all? Has anything could have come back on that?
All my jobs are CRBs, and whoever I go with has a copy of my CRB before they see me.
Right. So then that would suggest that it's not the CRB.
No, exactly.
I mean, if this is something that keeps happening...
It does keep happening.
And there's obviously an issue there. But in terms of a government barrier, I don't know what you mean by that.
Because I've taken on my local council. I took on my local council a couple of years ago. I took on the local council and I took on the police. I took them to court and I won.
Right.
And when I did that, I was told by the local council I would never work in teaching again.
Right.
And everything seems to be pointing towards that.
Right, obviously I don't know all the details of that or what that was for, but if there was something that has gone on a criminal record, then no, the likelihood is on a CRB check that you wouldn't be able to...
Yeah, we just had this discussion. We just had this discussion where I told you that when my enhanced CRB goes to these individuals with my CV, then I'm still called in for interview and I'm told I've got the position, and then 2 or 3 days later the position's withdrawn.
Right, I would suggest that you know, when was the last time that happened?
That happened about 8 weeks ago.
Right, okay, do you know who it was with?
That was with Grantham College.
Right, okay, and have you spoken to Grantham College?
I haven't spoken to Grantham College. I tried to speak to the agency that sent me for the interview because they're the ones that withdrew the offer.
Right, okay. And what have they said?
They refused to talk to me.
On what grounds?
No, on no grounds. No one will take my phone calls and no one will respond to my emails. All of a sudden it's like nobody wants to discuss anything with me, nobody wants to talk to me.
Right, and you've seen your enhanced CRB, have you?
I've got a copy of my enhanced CRB myself.
And that's a recent one?
Very recent, I think it was last March.
Right, okay, and there's nothing on it whatsoever?
There's loads of stuff on my enhanced CRB, but there's nothing to stop me for, as I said, that doesn't stop me from being successful in interview or being sent for interview despite them having seen my enhanced CRB.
Yeah, and you were told that you had the job?
I've got written confirmation that I had to start the job in 3 days' time, and 2 days before that I got a phone call saying it's been withdrawn.
Right, okay, obviously I can't...
And as I've said, it's not the first time it's happened.
Right. But that's not something, I can't comment on that. I don't know what they're making their basis on, whether it's funding's been withdrawn, a more suitable applicant, I don't know. I would suggest...
I just find it strange that it continually happens.
Well, definitely, and if it is continually happening, there certainly is an issue there, but without getting to the bottom of what it is, I don't know how I could advise you on that. I mean, I would certainly suggest that if that ever happens to you again, you can speak to your advisor here, and we can speak to the agency or the employer on your behalf and get feedback on what that reason was.
Well, it will happen again, so...
Right, well, when it does, let us know, and we will certainly do that on your behalf, and we will, they will speak to us, so we will find out what that is and hopefully get to the bottom of it.
Right.
I don't know how else to advise you on that, I'm afraid.
Okay, well, the way I see it is I've just told you why it's happening and you're telling me you don't want anything to do with it. Thank you for phoning in relation to my complaint. Can I have your response to my complaint in writing, please?
Yep, of course you can, that's not a problem.
Okay, and thank you for explaining to me what this young girl is doing, but I don't think it's appropriate. I don't think her methods are appropriate. I don't think when I go in there to rip up everything... She had some teaching jobs there for me, and when I told her that I was being blocked, because that's what the term is and everybody knows what the term is, she ripped up the stuff in front of me and said, well, maybe I should give up and now start applying for cleaning jobs. And to me that means something is being recognised, somebody's aware of something and refusing to do something about it.
You seem to sort of suggest some sort of conspiracy theory.
I'm not suggesting a conspiracy theory. What I'm suggesting is that if there's an issue and individuals aren't able or willing to deal with that issue, that doesn't make it conspiracy. That makes it that individual making a decision there and then at the time. The young lady concerned made a decision there and then at the time that she knows individuals are blocked by the government, and her response to that was rip up my applications for teaching posts and go for a cleaning job. Well, that's not conspiracy theory. That's not conspiracy theory. That is consistent action on somebody's behalf.
Right. Am I allowed to speak now? If you are suggesting that...
I wouldn't advise you to stand there and be rude to me, woman.